Hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday, week 4. Actually, today is day 21, the final day of our 21-day quest for blooming. And I hope you all had, a beautiful Easter. It was quiet and, some families were separated, which is not something they certainly were used to. Some are still grieving the loss of some family members as those family members move on in their journey. And so it was I think the word is reflect. I think there was a great deal of reflection, probably more than in years past for obvious reasons. So I'm here with you today to do the final review of the 5 tools for blooming. How has it gone? How have you adopted or adapted any of them? How has the meditation gone? I'm looking forward to hearing from each of you on that, about your mindfulness, about being present, being here right now. You'll see I have a lot of illumination going on today, which is a metaphor, I think, for the weather has been glorious here, and then the last 2 days, just really, really bad storms. And so it's very gray. The weather has a really tremendous impact on my psyche. I think it does for many people. And so I thought I might take a moment today with the 5 tools for blooming and talk about how to use those tools if weather and if gray and your external environment really has an impact on your mindset, as it does for me, and the tools that I use to help me illuminate my circumstances, my life, my day, my moment, when it's really gray and cloudy and stormy out. And I do think it is metaphor for life itself, because that is the natural ebb and flow of the human condition, the contrast. And we've all heard the saying, you can't appreciate the rainbow without some rain. You can't see the rainbow without rain. You can't appreciate the sun fully and its beauty and its warmth and its light without the contrast, the yin and the yang. I touched upon the yin and the yang energies a couple of days ago in a previous video. So I invite you, if you haven't had the opportunity to view any of the other videos, go on this quest with me. Go back, repeat, play again, because learning is really about unfolding. And to think that you're going to unfold all the knowing in one fell swoop, or even in 21 days, is that's a tough thing to do. I don't know that it's possible. I think you can certainly switch and shift your perspective. That can happen in an instant. But for real long sustaining sustainability, practice, and perfect practice, in the sense that not everything being perfect, but perfect in the sense that your heart is open, that you are open to learning and evolving and blooming and becoming more and more centered and more in your personal power. So on days like today, I have lots of light on in the house because I am all about light. I have lots of candles. I have incense going. Because if the house is darker and grayer, I need to light up from within, and these tools around me help remind me. They trigger those feelings inside of me and remind me that I can set a small space for myself that uplifts me and inspires me. So right from my coffee cup to my candles, this is one of the tools for blooming, is the journaling. Are you writing? Are you recording? Are you taking pictures? Are you doing something to codify your day? To translate all the thoughts in your mind that are happening down on the page. I also use just little extra gentle loviness and stuff for myself. I have this lavender treatment stick. We have here in St. Augustine, there's a place called Palindava Lavender, and they have these farms from Oregon and like way out in the Northwest that they ship their lavender. They have their lavender farms out there. There's also a wonderful lavender farm, have you heard of it, in Skinny Atlas, that is just amazing. I have some of their stuff as well. And I put this on different pulse points, right where I can smell it, right where it reminds me, right on my thymus, which is the seat of our immunity. Just love there. Did you do your energy exercises this morning? I didn't do them this morning. I did them just before I got on here to liven me up and get me moving. I also use, truth is really important. I know that it sounds like, but important as a cornerstone or the bedrock of your blooming. Being truthful with yourself, being truthful about your money, being truthful about your health, being truthful about your relationships, being truthful about your own capabilities, and you taking a look at your beliefs. So along the way, this one kind of looked like a heart to me, and I just, you go out in your garden, on your walk today, moving your body, which is one of our 5 tools. Let the rocks speak to you. Find a small rock that you can keep in your pocket, on your nightstand, in your little center console, in your car. And carry it with you and rub it and remind yourself of your truth. I tell the truth. I share my truth. My word is impeccable. If I speak with you, if I share a story, I tell it from a total place of truth and openness and authenticity. And if you've had struggles in your life, which many of us have, telling the truth sometimes can be tough. It's can be inconvenient, and yet it's so all important for you to really fully bloom. And the more you sit in this truth and come to terms with your truth, the easier it is to trust. You see, trust yourself and your abilities. Trust that you can count on yourself because your word is truth. It emanates, of course, to clients and friends through your integrity and your word, being impeccable, being totally truthful. And someone once asked me, well, what if something would really hurt someone? Well, if you're coming from a place of intention of protecting that individual in a truthful way that is for their well-being, their total well-being, I suppose that's one thing. But doing it to protect yourself, that's different. Your best protection is your truth, is your word, being impeccable with your word. On days like today, I have this really beautiful rubbing stone. This is made of rose quartz. I do believe some of my tools are in my crystals and gems from the earth, essential oils, flower essence, and essences, which are really beautiful and lovely for me. They help recenter me and they help heal me. Today I'm got a bit of a headache, etc. And I try my best not to go right to the medicine cabinet. I try to first look at what is underlying this, what's the root cause, and then are there means by which I can relax my mind and relax my body and forgive. There's likely someone or something I need to forgive. And I know I had a not so nice conversation this morning. It started out nice and escalated, and then it ended nicely, which I guess is important. The middle was not so pretty, with a billing company who had told me that I was going to get these wonderful extra services with my internet and my cable for no extra charge, that there was this special promotion going on and that they would send me the upgraded equipment, this, that. Well, the upgraded equipment never came, but the double the bill came. And they said that my bill wasn't going to go. So anyway, you know, the lengthy online holds and then the person who's not so helpful on the other end. And, you know, so the idea is that flare-ups happen. They happen. That is the yin and the yang, the contrast. Are you conscious? Can you quickly be aware of what you're saying and how you're feeling, and what are the tools that you use? And this rubbing stone made of rose quartz in particular is very healing. Rose is love. Someone who ordered a bloom box for themselves this week. Hello, Elaine. Thank you. It's on its way. It shipped yesterday with lots of love and blessings and just yummy, simple pleasures and tiny treasures, especially selected for you. And you stated that rose was your favorite fragrance. So the bloom box is abounding with rose. And you said your favorite colors were purple and teal, and so each of the little selected things that I included in there speak to that. So I hope you bloom with it and enjoy it and revel in it when you receive it. Rose, I want to read what this says. This is Wild Love Apothecary. I bought this on the Malibu Pier from this fabulous lady, and her name of her business is Alchemy Road. Love that. But she spells it alchemy, ALCHEMIE instead of Y. And it's on my Instagram feed, a picture of her place that she set up. It took her a long time to construct this really cool bohemian style pop-up, place for apothecary essential oils and essences and lotions and incense, all sorts of yummy stuff. And this says, it took 500 pounds. Rose holds the highest vibration of any flower on earth. It took 500 pounds of heirloom rosebuds, organically grown in this sacred valley in Bulgaria. They were steam distilled to make this one bottle. 500 pounds to make this one bottle. Mist for beauty, as a facial toner, spiritually to cleanse and harmonize your energy. So I use facial sprays to me as a tool, and this goes for you too, gentlemen. Organic rose water. I got this at Kripalu. Pure, fresh, organic rose. The product of steam distilled organically roses. Nothing else added. I mean, it's just a quick spritz on your face. Ooh, boy, is it magic. It really is magic. I mean, you can see, I have one in every bedroom, in every bathroom. Hydrate, facial mist. It enlivens you and reconnects you. It's really wonderful. So these are some of my tools, my flowers, my candles, my sprays, my oils. I have lavender lamp rings that I put lavender essential oil on, these ceramic lamp rings. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can order them online. And you just sprinkle your essential oil in there and set the ring on your light bulb, and it just percolates throughout the house. It's these tiny things. It's these tiny treasures and simple pleasures that shift everything. You know what? It's amazing. And this is total truth. My headache is gone. So I just did those exercises. I did my lavender on my pulse points. I lit my candles and I connected with you. And I set an intention to let whatever my conversation this morning, let that go. Forgive that person and the circumstance. My headache is gone. That's how it works. And that is total truth. The headache is gone. And I mean, this tension knot was a sucker this morning, and it's gone. So thank you. So the 5 tools for blooming, we mentioned them. writing in your journals. And with any of these tools, I'm going to reiterate this. This is Neera Patel. I love her. You can look her up on Instagram. Every answer is inside you. It's just beautiful. So if you're not sure about journaling, you can get a guided journal like this one. It's super easy. Just a willingness and an openness to be present and to do the work, you know? But it's also yummy work. Journaling, so writing, finding the 3 things that you, and identifying at least 3. You could have an appreciation journal that goes on with 100 things a day. It's whatever you want to write out. There are no limits to appreciation. So I so appreciate the efforts and the talents and the earth elementals that went into creating these beautiful spritzes that help remind me of the beauty and the ease and the rejuvenation that is possible. I'm so grateful to the farmers for Pelendaba lavender, who do such a beautiful job with. They're impeccable. Their branding, their taste, the quality of and there's no, by the way, I'm not sponsored, and these are just things that I enjoy, that I love, and I want to share them with you. I'm so grateful that I have the means, and so appreciate that I have the means to find these little treasures and trinkets and things that are simple yet very powerful for me, and might be for you as well. I so appreciate that I have a desire and ability to create this happy place for myself. Happy place inside, happy place outside. When you pull up to my home, there's a welcome sign, there's a swing out under the trees, there's flowers, there's little sayings of gratitude along the way, and the pathways and the gardens, because being very open and welcoming, not to the virus, but to my neighbors. So that's an act of kindness and generosity today. Can you do that for yourself first? And then can you emanate that, ripple that outwards to someone who least expects it? And move your body, do your energy exercises, go for a walk. Today it's pretty inclement weather, so I won't be doing that, but I'll be packing up bloom boxes, and I've done my energy exercises. I'll probably do them again for extra stretching today, since I'm not likely going on a walk. And dance in your kitchen. I like to throw on Keith Urban, or I love Pharrell Williams, Happy. I always play, it's on my mix, Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling from the movie Trolls. I love that song. I keep seeing, whenever I play that song, I see Jessica Biel and him dancing at the Oscars. I don't know if you remember this, but when the song was nominated for an Oscar for the movie, a movie soundtrack, or single, whatever, they played it, and there was like this massive performance. Everybody got up in the crowd and danced, and Jessica Biel's so fabulous and beautiful and luminous, very inspiring. So I play that song, and I remember that joy, and I recreate that joy in my kitchen. So move your body and meditate. I didn't meditate yesterday. And it was probably a day that I needed to most, and I didn't. So I am going to today. And I offer you this, that if you can, and it's not a competition, can I meditate every day? It's really just like brushing your teeth or showering, and I guess some of us haven't even done some of that. Someone commented yesterday they hadn't showered in 2 or 3 days. That's not me, but I totally get it. I totally get, cocooning and whatever you view self-care as being, but always self-care, always self-care. So meditate. And message me if you're not sure about the meditation piece. Message me if you're not sure about, the different floral essences. I've really studied the floral essences, and I'm trying to become more and more familiar with them and their uses, because it's about blooming. And it's play for me, and I think that's the message out of all of this too. I think I hope that we're learning to play again. I've always been playful, but I think even more so now. There was this really wonderful artist who lived to like 104 years old. She was a refugee from the camps, the Nazi camps. She came from Austria. She is Jewish, and she migrated. I'm not sure of the story of how she was able to get here, but she did. Her family got her here when she was young. Eva Zeisel. And whenever you see a really beautiful, like even this, here, I'll grab this and show you. This is not her piece. This picture is not her piece, but this picture is an example of what might be inspired by her. Any of the really kind of zen, beautiful, simple lines of porcelain, white porcelain pottery that you see in Target, a Walmart, a Pottery Barn, a Pier 1, Marshalls, wherever that all is rooted in the early days of Eva Zeisel's porcelain ceramics. And at 102, they were interviewing her, like I think on a BBC, and she was still working. She wasn't able to do her molds anymore. She had a team of people doing that, but she was at this big drawing board, and she's listening to her music, and she's sketching at 100 or 102 years old. And so she, in that interview, and I've adopted it for myself, and I have it in a little Post-its at my computer. She said, I'm on a playful search for beauty. That has been my life, a playful search for beauty. And so, whether it's playing games with your kids or a game of cards, or you're playing hide and seek with your little ones or your big ones. Like on Easter Sunday, my daughter and I did Easter eggs, which we haven't actually done in years. They just came out beautifully. And it was those simple exchanges, playful exchanges, laughing. Last night we watched a movie, Robin Williams' RV. He's just the brilliance that he was, it's just brilliant mind. Of course he had his challenges as well, and ultimately decided to exit. Didn't want to go on, but is doing his magic and work on the other side. So our 5 tools for blooming. Thank you so much for being on this 21-day quest with me. And I encourage you to, I coach clients individually. I coach teams, and working with well-being and happiness in the workplace, mindfulness in the workplace, being happy at work. And that, of course, starts with the business owner. So I coach business owners. I work with them on their storytelling, but mostly now it's about integrating the experience with the story that they're telling, so that when they're delivering that experience, it's as beautiful as it possibly can be for the giver and the receiver, and it's authentic. It comes from a real place of joy and contentment in their work. So if this appeals to you, if any of the work and the tools for blooming, and you want to unfold that even more beautifully for yourself, and you want the continued assistance, please message me. I would be honored to share that space and time with you and hold that space for you to bloom. And you can message me through my Blue Eye Marketing, Angela at blueeyemarketing.com, or certainly through Bloom. Bloomwithangela.com is the new site for the Bloom boxes. And I would certainly welcome you to text me as well if you have thoughts or ideas or questions about anything we've talked about. 315-559-5530. And I wish you and yours continued safety and well-being and lightness of heart. And trust that you're going to have moments where you're not going to feel so light in your heart, and that's natural. But come back to these videos, come back to your meditation, come back to your breath. Light a candle. Release some forgiveness around a particular person or event, around this whole virus. Forgive other countries and other leaders and our politicians, and let it all go, because it's not anything we can control, and it just presses weight on us and drives stress and creates harm. So release that, let it go. If you want to know how to do a release and you're not sure, it's simple, but I would be happy to walk through that with you privately. And thank you again. God bless. Stay safe, be well, stay home. We're still all staying home until we know for sure that we can come out of our cocoon. The question is how do you want to come out of your cocoon? Do you want to come out resentful and bitter and scared? Or do you want to come out with greater appreciation, a deeper love for all that is, a more sincere connection with people, very clear about your own truth, your truth rock? How do you want to come out of it? How do you imagine that? Use your vision boarding that we did. Go back and review that. Have you finished it? What's it look like? What's it telling this? What's the story that it's telling? So think about all the different ways we've come at these 5 same tools, these 5 principles. And these principles can be applied to the individual, and they can be applied to your business. So that's why I've integrated some of these on my own site, some on Bloom, some on Blue Eye Marketing, as I work my way towards finding my own integration and balance amongst my different interests. So, and honoring each of those interests. As I honor you, you stay well. I hope to hear from you, and much love to you.